All right.
And we're back. This won't take long either. 2 weeks in a row.
That's what Terry says.
That's what I say. No, we will not go for more than an hour-ish. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the player ratings. What we're going to do here today is what we do every week. We will give votes from 0 to 10 for each player for the game. 5 being the bare pass mark. And Pommy and I will give our suggestions. All of you in the audience will be able to give your suggestions as well. We'll go player by player. We'll discuss briefly around their performance, and then you will have a chance to enter your score. And then somewhere in between there, we will finalize the scores, and these will be the votes for the Blue Abroad Player of the Year. So, Pommy, how you feeling, mate? Are you ready?
Hey, mate, I'm good now. I've got it all out my system. This is the last time I have to talk about this game, and I'll go back to being happy Pom.
Great. All right, let's begin. So we'll start as the team was named. Jacob Wiedering, I gave him a 4. You gave him a 1. Okay. I thought I was punishing him by giving him a 4. Let's discuss him. What did you feel about him, and why did you give him a 1?
For a backline that craves quick ball movement, I'm looking at the leader. He's a vice captain. He screamed at the team North Melbourne fourth quarter, and since then, he's been lazy with his positioning. He's gone up for marks that aren't his. He doesn't stick tight, and I'm looking for him to hit the ground and get these boys injected. And for me, as the vice captain, he's Voss's general on the field. And for me, if that's his general, Jesus, Voss, you're in bother.
Yeah. I thought he dominated his direct opponent, but ultimately his indecisiveness with ball in hand really is what brought me back to it. I mean, I didn't feel like he passed the game. It was a fail of a day. I didn't think. I mean, I would reserve a 1 for Wiedering if he gets a bad kicked on him, like a real bad one. But that's fair. I think, yeah, there's some. He's not the same. He's not the same. Doesn't have the same confidence in his body. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Well, I asked the question today, and there's something not the same about him since he ran into Jordan De Goey. Seriously,
it feels like he's suffering from the confusion. I feel like he's confused because some of them kicks he turned over, it felt like he was half going short, half going long. And the one that kills me, the momentum killer in the fourth and third, this guy got the ball what felt like a lot of times, especially uncontested in the back line, where he could have ordered the boys to go faster. I felt like he was number one culprit of slowing the boys down. Like, he took the first mark in the fourth in the inside in our defensive 50. And it took him, like, he got told to move on 3 times and they didn't even press him, which made me laugh on the live stream. They actually were like, nah, we're not going to press him. And he just waited.
All right.
Maybe I'm harsh.
I'll bring him down to a 3. I still think he played in a defense that a lot better than what they were last week. But I take your point. Lewis Young, I gave him a pass mark. You gave him a 1. A 1. Let's talk about Lewis Young. Why a 1? Is it the same?
Well, first quarter, Membry did what he wanted, is the big thing.
Yeah.
And we're lucky Membry thought he was on a sinking ship with his kicking, because he should have had 4 in the first. Does the guy know you can kick forward this week?
Yeah. They were all culprits of that.
Was okay, but like I said last week, I'm not giving JSOS marks for the ruck.
Yeah. Well, I thought after the first quarter he adjusted to Membry. I think Membry started very hot. Membry's got an amazing ability to create space off his man. I think Lewis Young got caught up with that a bit. But I actually thought he responded after that. I mean, Membry's kicked a goal for the game. The first goal that he kicked, I tell you what, the red flags were going off in my head. But I thought overall, I found a way to just a bare pass mark, probably because he played more in the ruck. And I wanted to ask about this tonight. I kind of liked him playing in the ruck instead of Jack Silvani.
Much prefer it.
Yeah, he came to the club with that in his arsenal. We've never really used it.
Mate, I'm with you. But yeah, like for me, I look at it this way: if we're a top 4 side, what you just said there, Membry's a tricky customer. There's a few forwards that are tricky customers,
Yeah, but
and
he's kicked 1 goal. He hasn't had an impact on the game apart from 1 goal, and
but that
he's
wasn't
taken.
through Young's efforts. That was because Membry couldn't kick.
Hmm.
Another day, Membry's had a larky day. Like
Okay,
I bet,
but with ifs and buts and maybes, you know.
yeah,
I don't.
but like
I would say who won the matchup on the day?
Membry,
Why?
because he also took marks just outside of a 50 that he launched inside that they crumbed and scored.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that, but that's fair.
Maybe
It's called 82 points for the game as well. I think I gave credit. I gave more credit to the defenders for their total game. I gave a bit more credit to the midfielders for their response, and the forwards is where I was a bit more harsh. But what do the people say? The people say 4-3-2-1-1, 2-3-2-5-2, 3-4-4-3-1-3. All right, I'll bring it to a 3. Deal. Everyone's happy. All right.
Pom's off some of these players' Christmas card lists, I reckon, this week.
I can see that. I'm still on them and you're off them, and it's showing. Nick Newman. I had one word for Nick Newman, and it was reliable. Thought it was a reliable performance.
Yeah, he had his touches as well, 70%. I mean, he was the less weedy with his ball use, which is alarming because this guy is safe.
Yeah,
with his ball use, but he actually looked aggressive.
Yeah, well, that is one of the core reasons why I actually rated him I think as our best defender, because in a game where we refused to move the ball with real vigor, he at times just literally got it and just went for it. And I was pleased with his game. I think he's having an excellent year.
Very reliable, very unthankful as well. He just does his job. Mate, you trust him. That's my big thing about this fella. I trust him. I don't look at his name, look at his matchup and go, ugh. Do you know what I mean? He was a bit loose, but like all in all, it was 70%, wasn't it, at the end of the day? Do you know what I mean? I think a couple of his turnovers, 2 of them resulted in goals, but they were going through the corridor, which turned me on. I mean, it says it all about the game that this guy was like Adam Sard in comparison to his teammates. like that's how bad it was.
True. All right. He's going to come down to a 6. Next up. Whoop, stand by. Next up.
I'll put them in order now.
Okay, great. Mitch McGovern. I gave him a 4. You gave him a 5. I thought I needed a little bit more from McGovern on the day, especially when Sard was out, and now obviously Doc's been out for a few weeks. I thought we needed just a little bit more from McGovern.
Maybe fair. I thought he attacked the ball hard. I thought he tried to take the game on. Times it felt like he didn't know that Carlton were playing slow because sometimes he was a bit too quick for them. But I mean, that's the bare expectation of what I'd expect him to do. Take that many intercept grabs and take the game on like that. I don't think he's there for me to be a defender. I'm waiting for him to attack. Do you know what I mean?
You're okay. You're looking at his impact with ball in hand going forward as a defender.
Yeah, I'm not. To be honest, he's meant to be there to change the game.
Correct.
Like, that game there's just wasteful.
Yeah. Well, when I look back at, what was it, the North Melbourne game, the last time he played, the kicks that he was taking in a game where North Melbourne also choked us up the ground as well. I just didn't see that from him. I don't recall too many occasions where he started many scoring chains for us with that kicking. So anyway, 4 and 5. What do I see here? I see 4. I see a 7. I see a 5, 6, 5, 6, 5. All right. We'll bring him up. Can't get this right.
We're doing all right.
Doing this right. All right. Alex Chincotta. First game for the club. I actually thought he was great. You know what the sad part is? These guys come in, they start, they play with this vigor and this spirit, and then each game it just dies down a little bit. And then 3 years into their experience, it's like, what happened to them? I hope it never happens with him. I love his story. I wasn't sure what type of impact he would have and what sort of confidence he would have in the senior side, but full praise.
I liked his game. He found the ball. He did his job. 120 odd meters gained.
Yeah,
though,
that's where we need
for a man of his caliber and his class.
Yeah.
Made me feel a little bit Vom Town, but I gave him a pass, more than a pass, because it was his debut.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him. It's hard though. Like, I mean, it's hard when we're looking at this guy and going, can you change the game?
Correct.
When he's got guys who have played 100 games. So I tried to be fair with a 6.
Yeah.
If that was 400 meters gained, probably a 10.
Well, yeah, fair. I see a lot of 7s in the chat, so I'm going to keep.
I loved his game. Like,
yeah.
Chincotto's Italian for looks good. So,
Matt Kennedy, a fail on the day for both of us. I gave him a 4. You gave him a 2. Named on the halfback flank. I'm curious about this. Years ago, he was resting forward, and he's one of the few midfielders that we have where his marking is actually a feature of his game. And I'm curious as to why we play him on the halfback flank now.
I honestly don't even think Vossi knows. If I'm going to be honest, if he wants to text me, he can do. But I mean, this is a worry for me with Kennedy. I have no idea why he was down there. He was actually the direct opponent as well. Not many people have talked about this, but go back and watch it. The direct opponent on 2 of Butler's goals. So that's a structural change. Whoever decided to put him on Dan Butler, see me tomorrow morning, because that is a disgrace. But he played back 82% of the game. Let that sink in. And that was tough. And I understand why they moved him. I understand why they moved him on Butler, because it freed McGovern up a bit. But man, oh man, you've got Blake Acres, who played halfback the majority of his career for St Kilda. You've got George Hewitt, who played the last year and a half for Sydney. Halfback moved into the midfield, right? Because they were trying to save his back. Matt Kennedy doesn't even know what halfback is.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks that's like a special sizzler involving ribs. Mental decision.
Yeah. Well, they've persisted with it for a few weeks now. So I'm really curious to see how much longer that's going to last. A couple of 4s here, a 1, a 2, a 5, a 3, couple of 3s, couple of 4s, 3 4s, a 5, a 5. All right. I'm going to keep him. Keep him at 4. He needs to be better, though. He definitely needs to be better. I don't think his coach helped him, but he needs to be better. Blake Acres, I'll tell you what. I think there was a note I took, I think halfway through the second or third quarter. Man, some of his mistakes were very high profile. At the end of the day, I think I gave him a 6 because he was one of 2 players that actually really played a huge part in the ball moving forward with real vigor. It was him and Chera that both had over 600 meters gained. So I thought it was a bit more than a pass mark. Won a lot of the ball. A lot of them did. Not all of them used it very well. But yeah, I thought he was one of a few that did his job. I
felt at times, though, like when he looked for the corridor, I felt that kick was shakier than Michael J. Fox at times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was worrying. But it's a pass mark for me. It's a pass mark. Like, I expect that to happen. It wasn't his game. The movement ahead of the ball was horrific. So I will forgive him for that, because he can only kick to what he's got to kick to. But I felt, for a man of the amount of games he's played, I needed more. This was the game I wanted an 8 or a 9 from him, and I felt he fell into it. Fell into the trap a bit. I love him, though.
Yeah. I thought he did his job. Nothing too special. 5, 6, 4, 7, 6, 3, 7, 6, 5, 6, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 5, 6, 5. Okay. Oh. There is insufficient. There is insufficient evidence to suggest that the score should be changed. Decision on scoreboard.
I was like, oh, for God's sake, Terry.
It's a moot point. Cripper. 6 and 5. Oh, we had this on the same page. I changed this late in the day. I thought his first half was amazing, and I thought his second half was just as poor. And somewhere in between is where he landed.
Game, honestly, if I was grading his game, probably an 8.
Yeah.
It's the captain of the football club, though.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah,
for me.
I'm with you.
So,
I'm with you.
Goal kick, one of them, momentum killer. Right? And then when Mr. Steele went on him, which scares me when Ross goes, part of his rehab, you started to see them break even. I'm looking for the lift. I know it's harsh, right? But Jimmy nails it. He's the captain. I have to hold him to higher standards because he's the benchmark of my club. So, honestly, game, all in all, probably an 8, right, from me. Maybe you could argue a 9 if I got excited. Maybe a 7. But for me, I have to take his leadership into account. And it needed leaders. And I thought Wheaterin let me down. And Cripps, I didn't feel that leadership. I wanted that GWS bollocking. I wanted him to take that goal and give it one of these and me feel, but both of them shots were from the same place and one was worse than the first. Worries me.
I was on the same page as you. Yeah, the leadership part is probably what brought him down a bit. I thought he had some really crucial moments where he pinned Steele a couple of times. I look at those moments as crucial because these are big figures within both teams that when you take them down in that manner, in that fashion, like if you look at last week, the tackle on Cripps by Riley O'Brien, like it's a moment, it sticks with you. I think he had a couple of them crip up, but yeah, just it's the beauty and the curse of being the leader of the club, I think.
Got to hold him to the highest count. He's the poster boy. Yeah. He's the main man, isn't he? He's the all singing or dancing. So for me, I do look at that. Maybe it's harsh. I don't care. He knows I do it in love. If Crip is watching this, he knows I love him.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He can handle it.
And if it upsets him, Jesus, Cripps, mate.
Yeah. I see 6s, 5s, 6s, 4s, 6, 5, 7. You know what, Pom? Bring this one down to a 5.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
I know he's harsh though, but I love him. It's no reflection on him. I love him.
Always love. Every single player here is loved. We can clear that up. Ollie Hollands, a pass mark. He's a first-year player. Him and Cowan both get that. Not concession made because there is a standard, but there is also context that needs to be brought into play with these guys. And he's doing a remarkable job. I think he's a really good teammate. I love how no matter where he is on the ground, if anyone near him is fallen down or whatever, he's the first one to get there, give him a high five. He does those little intangible things around the ground, which I love. And he continues to impress. And he's an honest footballer for me.
One of the loudest cheers was when Stocker gave it a bit of the lip. He pushed him in the chest, and Pommy enjoyed that because he doesn't buy into this welcoming ex-players nonsense. No, not on my watch-alongs. I liked what he did. Again, this is harsh because he's played, 6 games. I wanted him to take the game on. I felt your wings are where you're looking for that drive.
Yeah.
Maybe harsh because I thought he was miles better than Blake Acres. With what he was looking to do. He only had the 22 touches versus the 36, and he was only 180 behind him in meters gained. Mm-hmm. He at least went for territory, which turned me on. But I wanted to see a bit more from him.
Fair. All right. The chat generally agrees, so we'll keep that there. Jesse Motlop. Oh wow, a 0. I gave him a 2. You gave him a 0. Yeah, he's come off 2 solid games, and he's had a down one on this one, I think. So it is what it is.
Mate, running around and being in everywhere, brilliant. Looks good. But honestly, our mosquito fleet is more like the Zumba squad at the moment. Like, they're just there for the fucking K's, brother. They're just... Honestly, mate, like Jesse Motlop, I love him. One of my favourites, and this kid can play. But if that's our game plan, fuck me, you might as well trade this guy so we can go and play for a team that's front and centre, because that's the one that blags my head. Oh, Terry, you've got me on it. That ball movement, high, loopy nonsense, if that is an instruction, it has to be, or Voss has lost control of the players. This guy needs to be front and centre. So does Durden. And both of them are pissing about high half back. Sometimes they're on the wing. This ball loopy in, front and centre of Mackay, front and centre of Kerner, particularly Mackay, because the guy can't clunk a mark unless it's on the wing at the moment. Front and centre. Front and centre, that's all you've got to do. I love him, but mate, honestly, that is fuck. I thought it was a sexy Cam Paulson at times.
Do you know what's ironic? What? Everyone in a football stadium knows exactly where the ball is going to go when Carlton have it, seemingly except our small forwards.
Mate, if I had to watch in that third quarter one more fucking time of Harry try and catch the ball when he looked like freaking your mate's sister in the back garden when you've pinged one 9 miles in the air, and Sinclair be the only one there, like, oh, fucking hell, where's Carlton's forwards, and just walk out. Sometimes he walked out.
Yeah.
And then I see Jesse Motlop like sat there chatting to Matt Kennedy going, hey, Kennedy, what the fuck are you doing here? Yeah. Backline, hey, it's pretty cool. Love him, but Jesus, front and centre, can't be that hard because Harry can't catch inside 50 anymore. So, Durden, Motlop, feet, kick me goals.
Fair. All right, I'll bring Jesse down to a 1.
Give him a 0. Do him good.
Do him good? All right.
Look at them muscles, brah. Look at him.
All right.
Do you see him give... When he did that lovely little Anzac ceremony and they handed the indigenous things together and Jade Gresham and him, he looked like Jade Gresham's older brother.
Yeah. All right.
Boy, I wish he played like him.
I've given him a 0. Speaking of zeros, this won't take long. I don't know if he got hurt. I don't know what the situation around him was, but it just, it was a bottoming out performance from Ed. And it was what it was. I don't think we really need to harp on about it too much.
Banter.
It was
like,
banter.
Even the celebration with Charlie when he kicked his goal was shit. Ed didn't even want any of that. That was how bad it was.
Yeah. All right. We'll move on. Jack Silvani, I gave him a 4. You gave him a 2. I think a lot of us will remember the miss in front of goal. Such a momentum killer, wasn't it? So I remember actually saying when he lined up, I was sitting next to Willem and I'm like, he would not want to miss this. Sure enough. But, he has been criticized because he hasn't hit the scoreboard. He's been criticized because we've been saying we don't want to see him in the ruck. We saw him play a lot of the game forward, if not most of it. I don't remember too many contests of him in the ruck. I don't think he took many of them, if any at all. Had 5 scoring shots. Probably should have kicked 4 goals, let's be honest. Kicked his 2 goals, 3. I found a way to give him just below a pass mark.
Do you know what I mean? Entered inside 53 as well from 55 metres out.
Yeah.
For 3 rebound 50s against. Very poor ball use. Kick 2, brilliant. One of them anyone could kick. The ones he missed, a man of his calibre should be kicking.
Yeah.
Momentum killer. Very slow in transition, and I like him. I like him, but for me, high half forward's the most important fucking position on the football ground at the moment, right? Yeah. You're looking at all the top teams. This is where you're turning midfield into attack, and I don't like it, man. And I thought this game was set up for him. It was set up for him. Do you know what I mean? It was set up for him, but do you know what I mean? Like,
well, the other alarming thing. The other thing about him, which is not something that usually happens with him, is that he didn't lay a tackle for the game. So there's that. We have, I don't think Fisher laid a tackle either. So between him and Fisher, 0 tackles between them.
Mate, Mate, I mean, we laugh, but I mean, it's like honestly, we've got to get serious now. Like, do you know what I mean?
we
Like,
do.
he tries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Woo! Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Woo! Like, everyone getting a paycheck in the world, if you're not trying, fuck me. I'm worried for you. Like,
Yeah.
but do you know what I mean? Like, you look at it, I didn't like it, do you know what I mean, at all from him. I thought that he could have done more. He could have done
Yeah.
more. And
Fair.
some people might say, oh, Carl Wilkie, he was a bit anonymous. He was on him for 3 quarters. Backline scored, what was it, 42 points from defensive transition? So, yeah, Wilkie didn't hurt us. Everyone else did. And them goals win you games, man.
All right. I brought him down to a 3. Corey Durden, you gave him a 0. I gave him a 3. I remember there was, it was probably one of the only roving goals that we had. I think Jack Silvani kicked a roving goal to start the game, and then Corey Durden, beautiful position, but need more. One thing about him, I'll say, he always finds a way to find that minimum standard with his tackling game. Consistently has his 4 and 5 at 6. But I felt like we needed a bit more. I thought he was a bit better than Jesse Motlop, but I still think we need more from him.
Love Dirds. He's our boy. We've talked about him for a lot, but second week in the row, he snagged a goal, and then he's gone full Jimmy Hoffa. Like, I didn't even, you could have subbed him out after that goal. I got the celebration. He gave me that, and I was like, yes, he's up and about. And then after that, Zumba class.
Yeah.
What is it with the small forwards? Him, Josh Honey, and Motlop. Shit the bed.
Yeah, you're not going to want to hear it, but I feel like we're at that stage with our small forwards where it's get games into them. Dirds is probably,
I agree with you because there's no one else. I watch reserves. There's no one else. Josh Honey's your next option. But Steph will agree with me. She's a wonderful Hawks fan. He's not Cyril Rioli. So he can't fuck off for 4 quarters and then come in and kick a goal. He's still at the formative years of his career where I need him front and centre, and that's basics of his position. Front, centre. And this guy is never front and centre.
All right. I see a lot of ones. I
love him, though.
I see a lot of ones. So I will bring him down to a 2. All right. Charlie. Pass mark. Kick 3 in the first half. Looked dangerous. I don't remember him in the second half, if I'm honest. I know he did some things in the second half, but I don't remember him too much.
At least he stayed pretty much forward 50.
Yeah.
And when he did have to do that horrible job of going back up the wing and bombing it in, at least he hit it deep. Because Harry Mackay, when he does that, Jesus Christ, what is that kick inside D50? I've never seen anyone kick it as bad as Harry inside 50. I mean, 3 goals is for me bare minimum. Like, I am happy for Charlie at this level to kick 3, piss off, and not do anything queuing the rack. If you get 3 a game, that's what, 24, 69 with these games. So I'm happy. If it's 3 a game, brilliant.
Yeah, bare pass mark. Harry. Real hyper. It's such a weird game because he does so much around the ground and taking a lot of marks. He had 14 marks for the game, and I wouldn't call them pissy marks like some of our defenders because we were swinging the ball left to right. But ultimately, he's kicking for goal, let himself down.
Okay, I agree. Now, before anyone comes at me and says, but Pom, you took 12 marks.
14.
Okay? 14 marks, yes. Before they do that to me, because I know they will. I know the audience. I know you guys, right? 4 of them were inside 50, right? Okay? 4 were inside 50, right? And I'll ask you this. Do you thank the postman for delivering your post, or do you thank him as well for putting him in a fucking letter? It's his job. Hey, he's running up the wing catching. He's big. He's usually on someone who's 7'2". Do you know what I mean? He's 7'2" on someone who's like 6 inches tall. So useless. Going up the ground, pants. Ball inside, poop. Do you know what I mean? But see, I at the moment didn't let me down. 14 marks. Brilliant.
Well, okay, I'll ask you this. If he wasn't there to take those marks, what would the margin have been?
Well, don't care. He needs to be at the forward line kicking goals so we win.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his role is a bit more up the ground. From what I see, the way we play him.
Bro, them shot. Okay, so 4 marks inside 50. What did he end up with? 1 goal, 2 from memory.
I think that's where he gets punished because he's kicking for goal as a forward was poor. It was poor. I found his game really difficult because obviously also he needs to be more reliable. I found it really difficult to grade him.
Mate, it scares me that we're moving him back up the ground because the confidence is gone in the forward half, where I think the logical thing, keep him in the goal square, Harry will kick to you. Right? Just stay there. We'll get it as close to goal to possible. Troy gets it, closer to goal. The way to do him a favour is get him there, but them entries inside 50, 2 of them, one of them he hit the one St Kilda player with 3 Carlton players unmarked inside 50. And then the second one, he blazed it over the head of Motlop and Durden out of bounds. It bounced and went out for a stoppage. Like, old football saying, if a forward passes shit to a forward, you've got problems because they know how to do it. For me, mate, forward, not guy running up the wing to help you in transition. And I don't like it. And for me, these running around the corner, the first week, first goal, took his time, 60, took the full 30, drop punt, bang, through, sexy. Second time, no need, ran around the corner. Like, need more from him, I'm afraid. Harry, no disrespect, Charlie's taking his chances. Harry isn't.
Correct. Yeah. He doesn't seemingly attack the ball as hard when it's coming inside 50 as what he does when it's further up the ground. And I'm curious about that mentality.
Go back and watch Carlton Blues. They did a video of his goals when he had the season.
Yep.
Right? Look at all of his marks. Chest high, running, leading hard. He also leads for the advantage of his left foot. You watch him at the moment. He's leading as if he's right-footed. Like, hello, Ash Hansen. Is that maybe you? Have you forgotten this guy's left-footed? But come on, we've got high expectations. A Coleman medalist. This isn't Levi Casbolt. If we're rewarding him for taking marks 65 metres away from goal, fuck me, man.
All right. Point taken. I agree with that. I also see a lot of ones in the chat. So
I love Harry as well. I mean, obviously, I don't like him as much as Charlie.
There's no question. Everyone loves the players. We all love the players. All right. I'm going to bring him down to a 3. Oh, all right. Fair. We need more from our Coleman medalist. All right. Point taken. I agree. Pitto. Severely underrated game, in my opinion. Thought he did his job.
Mate, nailing it, hit outs to advantage, Donovan in there, love it. The one thing why, I'm going to give you a spoiler, I'm Pitto's #1 fan. I'd call him Pomanet, that's how much I love him. Okay. But I'm going to be honest, I find it hard to give him over a 5 when he does sweet fuck all around the ground. I'm going to use Flash. It's a pass mark, though, because he dominates at what he does, but I'd love something else.
I actually think that part of his game is actually going to come the more he plays. People have this perception of him like he's a 29-year-old battler. He's not. He is.
He's only a baby for a ruckman. Yeah. So remember the age 3 years to a normal human. Yeah. So he's what, 26, isn't he? 25?
I'll tell you now. 26 years old.
Nah.
Yeah, he's 26 years old. Although on Google, the photo is of Dave Cunningham. Okay, so yeah, I think he had 18 hitouts to advantage for the game, which was the most in a game this season. I think Sean Darcy had that in a game in round 3 where he had 50 plus hitouts. So as a ruckman, I think he just did his job. I think there is scope for him to improve around the ground. It's got to be more reliable taking marks around the ground. But I love what he does for us. So I see a lot of 5s and 6s.
See, Rio gets it. He can go around the ground. People forget that. He used to slot in at the forward line. last year. Do you remember he used to just always take that mark?
Yes.
Right? So, like, the advantage, honestly, no argument from me. TDK's nowhere near the ruck for me.
Yeah.
Pitternet is the main man. Won't even
Fair.
entertain an argument. That's how strong I feel about it. But, man, come on.
Fair.
He's a big fucking unit, and the guy can't catch.
Well, he caught the ball 3 times. We're working on it. How many marks on average does a player in his position need to have? Like, what's the standard? What are you looking for? Like,
okay, so I'm looking for some impact. I'm looking to see what do you do in defensive transition or in defensive sets or offensively. You tell me where he is when Carlton defend. Then Max Gorn, you notice him. Grundy, O'Brien, you actually notice what they're doing. I just feel like he's here to win his one-on-ones in the ruck, which is a 5. Yeah. I love him, but I also want to find him something to do off the ball, because then we can ignore this TDK conversation then.
Agreed. All right. I'm going to keep it as a 5.
I love him, though.
Ches.
Like that's a double. You can double my ratings for it all the year in your mind.
All right. Ches, arguably our best, if not definitely our best. Still suffered the same fate of the rest of them with his ball use at times inside 50, but I thought he was a pretty consistent contributor over the 4 quarters.
Mate, really good. I really enjoyed it. I know 6, you like Pom didn't enjoy this, but just understand this. I
6 is a good game
minute.
For you. Yeah.
Mate, I hated every minute of this fucking game.
Yeah.
so 6 is like me giving him an award at my nan's fucking funeral. Like, it's huge. I loved his game. It was good. 625 meters gained. He was probably the only player on the team who thought, you know what, maybe territory is important. I enjoyed it. I may be really harsh, but
I'll tell you what, the chat have gone above both of us. I see 9s, 8s, 9, 7, 8, 7, 8. Okay. I think we might have to another 9, another 8, another 8, 7, 7. All right. I'm going to bring him up to an 8. I got in my head a little bit with Ches, because I actually had him at an 8 and I brought him down. I'm learning.
To be fair, a 6 is a 10.
A 6 is a 10 for you. That's fair. All right.
The way I'm feeling, huge.
Speaking of, Sam Walsh, a 6 and a 5. A pass mark of a game. He is one that I look at the context of where he's coming from, and, you know, if only they all had the application that he does, hey?
Okay, yeah, right. So 5 is going to be. People are going to come at me.
No, they won't.
I'll cop you. You can come at me, but if a midfield has had, I'm going to count Hewitt as 30. If a midfield has 5 guys with 30 touches, come on, people, come on. Like, I would be expecting total decimation. So the forwards, we've harshly judged them because they were dog shit, but these guys were feeding them less than scraps. And Sam Walsh, 38 touches, 250 meters gained. He was massively guilty in the back half of going backwards and going safe. And this guy here is probably the only person other than Jera who can actually do something. And I didn't like it. For me, it should have been a 10. Should have been a 10, that type of game.
Yeah.
I wanted him to see more. He was a victim, though, probably, of the structure. But I wanted him to take the game on, man. Take the game on.
I think he's one of the few players that can actually play this controlled game style because of his leading patterns around the ground to find a mark around the ground, and he can actually hit a 20-meter kick, a low bullet kick. It's such a difference for the team when he plays because of how hard he works to find the ball in space, especially when we're slowing the pace of the game. He finds pockets of space that very few can. It's good to watch. I think over the next few weeks.
It was a good game. Like Shane says, though, 7 players with 100 Supercoach points. I know Supercoach points don't count for everything, but fuck me, they had a lot of the ball to do something.
Yeah, I know. And that's why he's not sitting at 7s and 8s. I think that's why, because he has some room. To grow.
I love him. 5 though for me.
Yeah, fair. I see 6, 8, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 8, 6, 7, 6. I'm gonna Oh, 7 again. All right, I'm going to bring it up to a 7. Mate, the people have spoken. What do you want me
I
to
told
do?
you they'd hate me for the 5. I knew as soon as I wrote it, I was like, they'll hate me for that. They'll love me for this next one, though. Yeah, you'll come back on my side.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay, fine. I thought I was being critical.
What?
You can start. I thought I was being critical. Maybe I should start because I saw him put his body on the line in a few 50-50 contests, which is what he wasn't doing a few weeks earlier. However, 0 tackles, little impact when he had the ball in hand. That's why, for me, 3 is a critical game. 0 means you gave us sweet fuck all. I don't think he gave us sweet fuck all.
My brain was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Yeah, that's why.
This is me being critical. This is me being critical.
I know it hurts you because he's your boy, and I feel you.
No, but I really put an effort into not have that be the story of my votes for the game.
On Zumba Squad, this guy is actually running the Zumba Squad. 22 of the most pointless touches I've ever seen. And people tell me, do you remember Chera? And people used to go, Pom, don't worry, it's pick 6 and a future 3rd. For a guy that oozes class. And I was like, ooze class means fuck all in a game of football. People are saying, oh, he's there for the class, Pom. This is what I mean about class. Chera's got something. He's got to do something. And I love Zach Fisher, partly because he's your boy. So I feel in the war with you. But fuck me, this guy has had the worst season I've ever seen. Ever since pre-season, he's had 2 quarters. Absolute dross.
I would say round 1 was poor. Round 2 was good. Round 3 was poor. Round 4 was good. Round 5 and 6 were poor.
I think
when we talk about, I think he's had 2 good games, and the rest have been below a pass mark or poor. I want to see. I don't know. Maybe I am biased. I'd rather see Honey out of the side than Fisher. It's only because Martin and Cunningham and these types aren't available.
I don't want to see him at all
next week.
Nah, mate. Half forwards is killing us. Make a stand. Like JSauce, as much as I've hated this game this year, at least the guy kind of does something. Like, fuck me. Like Zach's, and it's because Zach's got class when he wants to.
Well, the last 2 weeks he has played a lot more of that defensive wing. He finds himself behind the ball a lot in the last 2 weeks, and I'm curious about that. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm going to bring him down to a 1. I can't talk about
it. Honestly, at the moment, it feels like the more ball he gets, the more I hate his game.
Yeah, the moment.
Michael, thank you. What is the fucking point of Fisher in the team? Like, what is the job? Like, because at the moment it's like run around, get the ball, and 360 spin, and then turn it over. And if that is Michael Voss's game plan, fuck, he's got more faith in this side to win a game than I have.
Yeah. I think we're talking in hyperbole, but anyway, I'm bringing him down to a 1.
Fisher bin. Forgetting bins in.
All right, let's get another kid to rot on the half forward line. Can't wait. Lockie Cowan, you gave him a 2. I gave him a 4. It might be time for a rest. And he's done. He's been very good.
Doing brilliant. Like honestly, low ratings. Just maybe me holding him from the standard of what I've seen, but I don't like this role for him at all. It's going really against what he does.
It's Jordan Boyd's role that he's playing, isn't it?
It's more of a defensive move, but I don't feel like he takes the game on, which he should do. Yeah. I want to see him hit up the corridor, and he has done it when he gets the ball. I want to see him get that, go into the Magoos and have 3 or 4 weeks taking 30 touches. Can you hear crickets?
Yeah, I can hear him. It's amazing. It's a sign, mate. It's a sign.
Oh, there we are. I've shut him up.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's fine. All right. I'm going to bring him down to a 3. The Crickets are amazing. It might be me.
No, it's me, because the back door's open for the dog to go for a poo.
Oh, very good.
But
Fine,
you'll
mate.
see my Minecraft pants.
That's fine, mate. You can sit down. It's fine. All right. I'm bringing Lockie Cowan down to a 3. We've got a couple more. George Hewitt. I gave him a 4. You gave him a 2. I actually thought he looked a little bit better fitness-wise than what we've seen in the last few weeks. Now we're back to the point where we're talking about the impact with ball in hand, right?
Oh, Georgie. Fuck me. Where do I start? 29 touches for 30 metres gain. That's a bubble, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a bubble.
He's proper mugging me reet off. Like honestly, I have never seen anything as bad as what I witnessed from this game. Like really bad. Really, like worse than the last 2 weeks for me, this game.
Yeah. Worse than the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, from a impact point of view, disposal point of view, probably.
Do you know what really knocked him down as well? Do you remember he had that 40-meter shot, and then of all the people, he handballed it to Jesus on the run?
Oh, yeah.
Is he high?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We need more from George. He's building. He's definitely building. He looks better and more confident in that hand. But the foot's not a problem. So why isn't he kicking the ball?
To go backwards, 30 meters for 30 touches. That's actually impressive, to be fair. I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah.
Like 29 touches for 30 meters gained, 1 meter a touch.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep him at a 4.
Like, actually, I'm amazed.
All right. Josh Honey.
Yeah, but Jesus on the run, Matthew, as well. I love Jesus, but fuck me. I can't think of a worse kick on the run at goal than Jesus. Like, if I was George Hewitt and Jesus is like, Pommy, I would have ignored him and kicked it.
Probably would have screamed at him. Josh Honey, we've both given him a 0. We said 2 weeks ago that was his chance. We said last week that was his chance. It's a shame that he didn't take it. I think we're going to say the same thing today. Lacking confidence, lacking something. It's tough. It's tough to watch. Tough to watch.
I said it in my fan cams. Was he on a shelf in Coles? Like, fuck me. What was... Josh, baby, yeah. I love you. What the fuck was that?
I think we'll just leave that one there.
Like, what is he doing? And by popular demand,
oh yeah, that's right.
For it, we finished with a new one.
All right, we'll rate the coach. I gave Vossi a 2 on the day. I gave coaching a 2. Well, we should put the whole group in this, but obviously the buck stops with the coach. I thought it was a fail on the day, particularly when we didn't respond in the second half to what the Saints were doing to us.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would give Michael 1, but I heard he actually got a lift with Ash Hansen, so he doesn't even get a point for turning up because someone else drove him. Like, I'm not even saying, I don't even think he outcoached Ross in the first quarter. I think that just game plan was, if you're honest with yourself, it was goal for goal, which, is that good? Is that good? Like, it's maybe good against Collingwood or Sydney or Brisbane or someone like that. But I mean, St Kilda, like, yes, they're going well this year, but like we've beaten the same sides they have. You could argue probably better sides if you wanted to be pedantic. And look at the results at half time. That's like ironically, the stats at quarter time were the same stats as Geelong were against Sydney. Right? Let that sink in.
Interesting.
And what was the score there? Just remind me, because I'm pretty sure Sydney will have won it about percentage at some point.
Yeah. Did we do Chincotta?
Yeah, we did. We did him after McGovern.
Okay.
I deleted them as we were going.
Okay, great.
So I could add them.
Okay, great.
But yeah, 0 for me for Voss. You gave him a 2.
I gave him a 2. He had a tough week. I gave him a 2.
He did indeed. He did. Yeah. Condolences to the Voss clan.
He did.
Bad week.
He did. Okay. Thank goodness. This is the last word that we speak about round 6.
2 hours of Adelaide St Kilda, Carlton St Kilda.
So done with
back to back.
Back to back Adelaide St Kilda. Well, we get through North Melbourne, Adelaide St Kilda in the season. They're the 3 teams that give us some sort of grief. Shout out Jasmina. But yeah. Let's see. We didn't do Lockie O'Brien. No, we didn't do Lockie O'Brien because he was the sub. And I don't think he played enough to get a vote personally.
Andy, to answer your question, we didn't do the assistants. If we have a loss to West Coast, I promise I will start doing the assistants, the board, and I might even throw in high-profile fucking members.
All right. I think that calls for the end of the stream. Pommy, thank you very much for joining me tonight, mate. Appreciate it.
Hey, honestly, my pleasure. Blue Abroad family and Terry, I love you all. And next time you see me, I'll be all chirpy. I'll be planning our way to destroy these dickheads that are West Coast Eagles.
Yeah. Can't wait. See you this week on the watch along. See you guys.